I bought this car sight unseen over 1,000 miles away with a thought process of, it only has 4,000 miles. What could go wrong? Well, in fact, a lot of things could go wrong. I got robbed, it had hidden damage, and things just costed more than I expected. If you're interested in the full story, go ahead and watch the previous videos. They'll be linked here. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and do one last modification. We're going to strip down the car, get it ready for the body shop, and finally drop it off at the body shop. Quick spoiler, I'm actually going to surprise the body shop with a little bit of a modification that he might not like, so stay tuned till the end. Sorry, I got a little bit bored from the long intro. Let's go ahead and get into the rebuild.
What's wrong with her now?
I can't believe you've done this.
I guess this is going to stay until I get the car painted because, you know, why not? But I didn't tell my mom and my dad that I was going to be doing this, so let me go ahead and get their reaction.
Oh no! Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my goodness, this is insane. Where'd you come up with the idea like that? No, this is cool. I would never thought of that.
Focus. What the You did that or somebody else did that?
I did.
What the heck is that? Wow. Wow.
Well, there you go. There's my final modification. And honestly, I think it looks really good. But I guess it's going to stay for the time being because the car gets painted in like a week and a half anyway, so it's not a big deal. Today is a really exciting day because I just talked to the body shop and he said that we could drop the car off today. There's some stuff that we have to do first. I have to take off the mirror, the door handles, the door panels, and the inner fenders to make sure that it's completely ready to be fully worked on. If you're wondering about the paint on the side, I'm going to leave it, but hear me out. I'm not a douchebag. I'm not making him do work that he didn't sign up for. I'm going to leave it so we could go ahead and show up, surprise him, get his reaction to it, and then I'll take it off myself. That's why I'm so excited that we could drop it off early because that lets me kind of have some fun during the process. So that's enough talking. Let's get to work. Take that out. When you're taking these things off, usually you take it out from the back side and there'll be this little clip up front that you need to pull out in this motion. If you try to pull it out this way, you will break it. Ask me how I know. So just be careful. So take that out and we should be able to just pull this thing off. I don't know if you guys remember when I first put these door panels in, but I had some concerns about it not being done right. And you would be right, I did not do it right because I knew that today would come and I would have to take it apart again. So there was no real reason of doing it right when I would just have to do it again anyways. It would just take more time. Nice. Oh. Pull it from the backside out, I guess towards the camera this way. Pull it out and then you just lift it up. That's one, that's two. They're disconnected and now we could take the door panel off. Another thing that was already taken off before I got here is this little plastic shield that doesn't allow access to the inside. I have it in storage, but no reason of leaving it in the car. We actually need to take it off. The rear one has it, but we'll get to that later. The only thing left to really do is to take off the mirror and take off the door handles. And this is the only car I've ever worked on with these types of door handles, so let me show you how they work. Okay, so hopefully you're able to see this clearly, but there's this white clip on the top and bottom. It's like a lever. It will come out that way. This is the only thing holding in the door handle. Usually there's going to be like a screw here, a screw there, or maybe you have to take out the lock on the outside and pull the door handle out. Something complicated. But before we take this out, we got to unplug the keyless entry. So simply just push in the plug change in plans. I'm going to take the door handle out, and then I'm going to pull it out, and hopefully it'll be easier from the outside. So from my understanding, you pinch and yep, open it up just like that. So that's fully open. Okay, and this should come off pretty easily. Yep, there you go. And yeah, there's that annoying plug right there. Okay, so here is my method. I'm going to use this flathead to pry it out, and then I'm going to use these pliers to pull the clip. And there you go. Now the last thing that we have to do with the door handle is take this lock out. It should be simply just a Torx on this side, and it will slide out that way or that way. Okay, so as you can kind of see, there's this Torx. Just simply loosen it, hold the lock on the other side. There you go. Oh, and I dropped it. And just like that, the lock is out, pretty easy. And the last thing is the mirror. We gotta use these two little access holes, but first, make sure that you unplug whatever you're taking off first. It's usually easier to do that before you take it out. So, got that unplugged. And now, all we really have to do is use these access holes. And that's not a 10 mil. 9. Okay, try number 2. Dang, I kind of tightened this hard. Dang, what the heck? Okay, something ain't right. I promise I did not tighten it that much. Okay, that's one. I got a little pipe. Oh my gosh. And the other one already fell, so nice. That's the mirror completely out. That should be the driver's door completely ready to be painted, and nice. Back to the same old. You guys can let me know in the comments if you guys feel the same way, but I always feel like I'm gonna break this stuff when like that does not feel right. It didn't break, so it just, every time I feel like I'm gonna break it. So one thing that we didn't have to do on the front door panel, but we're going to be doing here, is taking off this little weather barrier so that we can get access to the inside of the door so that they can hit the dents out. Most cars that I've worked on have tar around the edge, and it's like a plastic thin little cover. Toyota actually did a good job in my opinion. They used clips and they made it hard plastic so it's reusable. It's going to be the same process here with the door handle. Unclip it. I should just be able to pull it out like that. Stick that through the hole. So now we can open the rear door. And I think we're done with that one. Closed on. Nice, nice and easy. Okay, so that's both of the doors completely taken apart and ready for the body shop. The last thing we have to do is take out the wheel liners, make sure that they have access to the inside so they can pull the stuff out, stuff like that. Check out these sneaky little bolts. One, two, three holes. One out, one to go. And that's two. Cool. Thank you. You too.
Oh, you know, I'll come with him. Stay here.
Hopefully he didn't see the left side because I kind of want to surprise him. Hello. How's it going? Going good. Hey, I am here to drop off the Camry, man. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2025, right?
Yep.
All right.
That's correct. And I made one slight modification.
Holy. He gave us some extra work here.
No. So I'll take it all off. I brought all the stuff to take it off. So I didn't.
He's jokes, man. He's jokes.
Yeah. So don't worry.
I was like, that wasn't there last time I seen this. All right.
But yeah, quick overview of what needs to be done to the car, kind of.
All right. Well, first things first, he added a little extra work for us. So he's definitely gonna have to do that part because I'm not doing it. So he's gonna go ahead and take that paint off. What we're really gonna do here is we're gonna start with the body work. So Mark's, luckily for us, completed a lot of the initial teardown. He saved us a lot of work there. So we're gonna go ahead and just start right in on the body work. This lower section of the dog leg here, which is this lower skinny piece here on the quarter panel. So we're gonna pull that out. And that is gonna have to include part of the jam to be repaired. And so we might end up taking one of the doors off just to create some room to do that. And then you can't really see it, but there is a little bit of damage going down the side of these doors. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little light body work. We're gonna get those into a paintable surface. Same thing with the fender here and along the front bumper. We're gonna go ahead and take that off, blow it apart, and then we'll go ahead and try to keep our color hopefully away from this fender, and we won't have to blend that fender. I know we talked about probably going ahead and just blending the hood. That way the fender has no issues matching, as well as the top portion of this bumper. So what we're doing is blending is initially tricking the eye into seeing one color. So this is a 3-stage paint, which includes 3 layers of paint to get this color. Once with the white epoxy coat, which is the white sealer, and then we're gonna lay down our white base. That counts as the first coat right there. And we're gonna blend that out. And before we move on to our mid coat, which is the transparent pearl coat, we wanna make sure our base coat's blended out. After that, we're gonna go ahead and clear it out. So that's what creates the 3-stage pearl effect. And yeah, looks like there's a little damage over here on the quarter panel and as well as the rear bumper.
It's also, I noticed there's a slight crease.
Oh yeah,
here.
Yep,
So.
right on the body line. Mark's always got a tricky one for us.
Oh yeah, I try not to.
So yeah, same thing. We're gonna fix up all these nicks on this bumper, and yeah, you know, it's not a big deal, but it is a really nice new car. So we really want to make sure we do a really good, thorough job on this car, because at the end of the day, it's a Toyota. It's gonna have value, and if any day he does decide that he'll let it go, we want to make sure the repairs on this are sufficient enough to hold the resale value.
Why do you think it's a good idea to bring something like this to a shop instead of trying to do it at home?
I'm all for Mark here doing things himself, and I always push him to do things himself. This would be a very difficult job unless you had a lot of experience doing this. For one, the color, but 2, how new the vehicle is. I mean, if you know, this is not one I would recommend starting on or even doing at home in a garage. It is possible, if you have experience, you can do that. But not only that, having all the right equipment, it would make 0 sense for Mark here to go buy a paint booth and buy all this stuff. And you know, at some point I'm gonna push him just to paint some things. On this one, I think he should let us do this one. But on the next one, maybe we'll let Mark do it.
Yeah. As you guys know, I would never actually do this to the body shop, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off. We got the car fully buffed, so hopefully the body shop won't be too mad at me anymore. I can go ahead and drop it off, and we'll see it in a week, maybe 2. Here's the key, and I'll pick it up in, say, 2 weeks.
All right, sounds good, man.
Awesome.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. And that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and also special thanks to Nitro Autolabs for being so kind and so supportive, even though, you know, I kind of brought this to their front yard. This video isn't sponsored by them, but I just wanted to say that they do really good work and they do it for a really good price. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest or surrounding areas, feel free to stop by or visit them online. They even have their own YouTube channel, so I'll link that below. And yeah, if you like the video, feel free to like. If you want to see more videos like it, feel free to subscribe. And that's gonna be all. Bye.